Hold up a second, changing over. Guess I gotta turn on my Xbox, right? I was just reading up on white women and white supremacy. I was reading this one phrase that caught my attention. Was it? God, white women before the Civil War did not have. Well, I'll take the meaning behind it. They didn't have a lot of power, but they viewed black people as not human. So one additional way to have control over black people in slavery was that they freely could buy and sell slavery. They can't have property. They couldn't engage in normal business ventures, as that was a man's world, and there's laws and constructs for them women to prevent them from owning property, inheriting wealth, and building wealth generationally, but they could buy and sell slaves. So this is one way they could gain power, agency, and authority within a white community because they viewed black people with so much disdain and hatred. And so that's before the Civil War. And so you see this today as minorities are viewed as fodder for white people to gain authority, agency, respect, and well, clout, whatever you want to call it, because most people look the other way and will readily buy into or to whatever demonization you have on them. So if there's anything even made up or whatever, they'll obviously, even if they know it's made up, will build onto it. So you could say it's white privilege, but I think it's a lot more than that. It's just outright hatred, and it's historically rooted into slavery. And I was trying to understand like why when I was young for a brief period of my time doing these armed robberies, stabbing, assault with deadly weapons, and everything else I was doing, why I dealt with racism, but I never realized to the extent that I kept it at bay. I had no idea. I gave that up. I joined the Marine Corps because everything was collapsing around me, because of the government and federal pressure and everything. And I'm lucky that I had a little bit of able to maintain just a few more months, and they knew it, and some other people didn't realize. I guess the municipal aspect of it thought it was just it was they couldn't see what was happening, didn't see the bigger picture, but the federal government was willing to reach out and they realized it was collapsing. I was realized collapsing. I was like, I want no part of this shit. I'm out. I'm talking about because they already destroyed what was ever in New York and we were just like the outliers, I'm talking we were literally, the reason why we were surviving because we're that far out of New York and it was already collapsing and there was nothing holding it together but like a hope and a prayer and a slight wind would blow it all over, whatever it was, right? And so I joined the Marine Corps, never looking back on it. And yes, I dealt with racism in the Marine Corps, but when I got out, I never realized how much doing all that violent criminal shit indirectly and directly intimidated people just to do racism on other people. Like it was just enough, well, it's too much trouble to do it on him. He's dangerous, whatever. Let me do it on these other people. So I never really seen the full blunt of it. And granted, there's a lot more racism out here, but it's to a lesser extent in the mainland and the states and in Jersey. And there's a lot ardent Nazis throughout Jersey and New York and everything, and they're very this through trial and error can hide it, but I didn't realize that, and I was just like, "Where?" And then just to keep reading and finding out about it, I was like, "That makes sense." And these structures of institutionalized racism, and the culture is still there, even though they legally can't do it, but it's still ingrained in our culture and how we do things in our institutions. So I just don't like when people say, "Well, we have no racism," and it's just minimization is part of that racism. Uh, and you see white and Asian people carry that out. They, whatever, like over here, money that is given to Polynesians, they'll divert it over to Asian programs. I've seen it directly into that, but that's historically whatever happens when there is a larger group that outnumbers a smaller group because there's very few Polynesians or mixed Polynesians left or whatever, right? And so if they see like one people getting resources more than the other, and they have any kind of in on it, whatever, they'll use that and leverage that and just divert it wholly and blatantly towards their community, whatever, I'm talking about. So you see that directly, well, instead of going to Native Hawaiian institutions, let's just give it to the Filipino Association because they outnumber it. Or I've seen that happen a lot of times. Or we'll just say, well, let's give it to the library. That benefits everybody. Why should people just plain say, why should we help out Native Hawaiians? It's like, and of course, the Native Hawaiian community is mixed or whatever. So you will always get a certain percentage of those outright saying that seems to make sense. Let's give it to the library. And then you have another percentage that's even mixed more who are just regular Asians or another type of Asian or Chinese Asian. And they're all less than half blood Polynesian to begin with, whatever, right? They'd be like, well, instead of ardently supporting giving it to the library, they'll be like, just be neutral about it. They're not, they'll just like placate them and neutralize them. And so that sort of leaves the other type of Polynesians, maybe white, more white Polynesians and just a little bit of Polynesians, I'm talking about, or the very few that are maybe half, and I hesitantly say that because even the people in a Hawaiian homeland, technically you got to be half, but there's studies been shown that they don't even have half people even to get homeland, so they're dropping it down to a quarter, and even that is not even there, and they had to rely on genealogies, and so it's technically they're a quarter or half or whatever, not by blood. And because if it's by blood, no one will get it, And so it's kind of a shame because I spoke to a few people and it was just like, well, this is how this will destroy our culture. And then this other person, local, just chimed in, our culture is already destroyed. I mean, it's just already obliterated. And so, but people try to obscure what local is to what Hawaiian is, and they like that obscurity because that furthers diverting funds away from Native people. And so this is what you see over here when I see what would be like Asian privilege or white privilege, whatever. So you see outright using, it's just, like with the Italians saying they're Puerto Rican. And then on the same, when shit gets real, they'll just say they're Italian and be white, and just don't care about any of the social problems within the Puerto Rican community, heroin, AIDS, poverty, COVID, and everything else because they want to be socially. It's not cool, but honestly, you don't get to be cool sometimes. Sometimes you have to stand up for something that is right and just. That you need to take care of in your community. You don't have that luxury because if you look at it, even if you're not even altruistic from a selfish point of view, that indirectly helps you if you build your community, whatever, and you don't want to sometimes, but you have to. You have to, because that's how are you gonna make it in the world, you know what I mean? And you want to make it look, and sometimes it does grow into altruism, and a lot of times it does, and that's a good thing. But if you just look at the core of it, it really does benefit you. If you want to look at it from a selfish point of view, but you don't. Sometimes you don't get to look cool. That's my point. You just can't take some of the other aspects. Hey, what's up, tanks? Whatever. I'm just bitching about Asian and white supremacy, whatever. But I just wanted to get, if I have to look back and I'm gonna listen to this or whatever, how people divert funds, and it's the same thing in Native American communities and happened in Puerto Rico. They diverted funds to the white community or the whiter skinned Native Americans, and the darker people with more blood suffered. And so that's what happened. And it's documented. Yeah. So it's not like, well, why is so unique? It's Paradise, motherfucker, that's all marketing. Don't give me this shit. There's no racism out here. There's racism everywhere. And people want to be like, you know what? That's another layer of trying to minimize racism. Don't tell us how this island works, motherfucker. I'll tell you how this island works. Don't fucking tell me nothing. I don't want to hear any words out your damn mouth. You know, I'm talking about honestly. I don't want to hear any of that shit. Don't pollute me with all that bullshit. You know, I'm going to say what's wrong because who's suffering out here? It's the Micronesians. It's the Samoans. It's the few ones that are left. You know, I'm talking about. And it's a shame. You know what I'm saying? It really is. I'm gonna get this get these stars in or whatever. Oh, I know what I'm gonna get. The gotta do a soft restart here. Do the onslaught and you just leave from my point of view. If people claim that they're Puerto Rican out here, and then and I heard it from other Puerto Ricans, it's just like it's like talking to a brick wall. It's like there's some kind of disconnect. Because if you say that you want to build a bond with somebody and there's no bond being built or whatever, right? And so you're just stating it, and you're only stating it to gain clout in your own community. But when there's that external, yeah, exactly. Really, they don't. They pretend not to be racist, but to fit into white society, they need to be more racist than white people. And don't get me wrong. There's times in my youth, yeah, they are. We minorities know that Asians are the most racist people. You know, it's just it is. And that being said, I know quite a few. But you know, it's different. When you go in the city, you see a lot more like New York. Uh, I think it's Chinese. Is it Chinese that are less racist, that are this totally chill? And it's usually Japanese, whatever. I don't want to break it down and overanalyze it, but I met some really chill ones. You know what I'm talking about? It's funny because they speak Chinese and all of a sudden they have New York English. You know what I'm saying? It's like Puerto Ricans. You know, they have a Spanish accent and all of a sudden English. So New York English. Well, at least in New York, in Jersey, New York, and Connecticut, whatever. But you know, it's just funny out here because they act like you never dealt with Chinese or Filipinos or Japanese before. I dealt with them before, but 80% are like that, you know. But they're a lot more educated in mainland. Over here, they lack that education, so you get that racism. Without that education, is just totally bizarre. And they're so isolated here. They really don't come encounter with a community. And they call it, well, there's a community out here. There's a Latino, but there's scattered groups. There's no black community out here. There's scattered groups. To them, that's a community. So they convince themselves that is that. And it's just, and I remember getting conversations like, you don't act like me. You don't talk like me. Like, well, how the fuck are you going to tell me how Latinos fucking act? You know what I'm talking about? It's just like, what's the fuck is wrong with you, you know? But they want the clown of that. It's just like, and they want to be associated with that, you know? It's like when you meet white people and they're like, oh, I'm Native American. Oh, I'm Cherokee. Motherfucker, you want to win an argument. You want to get an argument and be like, no, well, I could say that because I have Cherokee and I'm originally here. Motherfucker, Native American is not an argument. Stating Puerto Rican doesn't mean you get into argument and you could argue about whatever. I mean, maybe, maybe Puerto Ricans have a reason to argue because it's a fucking colony and they don't get exactly what other Americans get and they're fucking pissed off about it and stand up about it, speak out about it, and when they see wrong, they demand justice, whatever, and are willing to confront people, whatever, and do whatever it takes. And maybe that's why they have the reputation of getting people's faces and getting the argument, not just arbitrarily arguing. Maybe that's the case, bitch. You know what I'm talking about? You just want to have that perception of it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like total cultural appropriation. Yeah, yep. And it is. We have the constructs that create segregation still. Economic, social segregation. Yeah. I have a black friend, but I treat him like crap, so I'm not racist. No, motherfucker. Do you treat that black dude like you do a white guy? Alright? You know what I'm saying? Do you? You know what I'm saying? How about that shit? Oh, because you talk to a black dude? I bet you half these fucking people that are with Trump antagonize fucking minorities and then be like, oh, I'm not racist. And then believe that themselves or whatever. Because they're racially superior and they're able to treat, manipulate, lie, steal, whatever to these, whatever group of people they want. And be like, well, since I deal with them, I'm not racist. I like to believe I'm good at picking up on it, but I'm just as human as the next person. I don't want to deal with the shit. But I'm a little bit more sociopathic than most people because of my violent past or whatever. But I try to use it for good instead of being criminal. Do the right thing unemotionally instead of doing the wrong thing unemotionally and having no fucking soul about it. Do the right thing regardless if it's cool or whatever. Yeah, it is. It's a form of gaslighting, delusional. It's a power play, forming, because in Jersey, it's like definitely perception is 9/10 of reality, and people will live by that. They literally live by it. They'll just say it until they're physically are unable to, and then as soon as whatever that person's out the door, they'll go right back to the attitude. It's just like pointless, Back to the bullshit. Back to the alternate reality. And in Jersey, I grew up in that, you see it, but I didn't know it was on a fucking national level, I was like, oh, it's just Jersey Shore.
Got a weapon here.
Weapon spotted.
For me. Mark the sniper! Cover me, reloading! Sniper spotted! There's a drone! Too hot!
Sweet!
Good shooting! You got it. Just keep showing ammo.
Cover me! Reloading!
Spotted a drone!
There's a dead Scion! Grenade marked! Scion!
Oh, look who's so dangerous! Oh, yeah! That's how you do it! Watch it, Zion! Spotted a Zion! Zion! Gotta reload! Ah, good. That's enough out of you! This'll work. Got it.
Grenade spotted. Grenade here.
Ammo. Good. Weapon spotted.
Grenade marked. Well, hello.
I see a weapon. There's some grenades. Got some grenades here. That's one drone! here.
Thanks.
Okay, is it? Okay.
All right, shut the door.
Damn.
Break time.
Please proceed to the decontamination showers.
See if that helps. Yeah, run.
Oh, good.
Desperately can. If we're looking up.
Okay, I can see your signal. You're close to the surface. I'll meet you outside.
I read you. See you soon. All right, count your bullets and get ready to move out.
Might have to ditch the salvos.
Those will work.
Warning, warning. Chamber has been breached. Opening in 3, 2, 1.
Take over. Let's go.
Drone elite! All fight out for them! I'm reloading! Oh yeah! Drone elite! Marking a bunker! Reload! Drone elite spotted! Drone elite! Got another!
There's a reality check.
Juicy. One dead drone. Hell yeah! I see the exit. Prep is set.
Extraction point reached. Okay, sealing the hive. Get ready.
Okay, yeah, I just had to close down Chrome.
Cover me.
Bring fire. Flame out. Born to ride.
Let's do it. Oh yeah!
Oh yeah. Good job, good job.
Hell yeah! That's how we do it.
Oh, got a gold at least. Didn't really need the XP, but okay. Another gold. Take it. So, let's see how she's doing. 1 to upgrade. Oh my god. Okay. Well, I could get that. But it's a pretty good jump, 10%. Halfway there. It's in reach at least. So, this would be nice. This is the hugest leap, 30%. So, but that being said, so on my pilot, I got a few cards here. So I definitely upgraded this to level 5. Finally got the card. And so I'm waiting on about 5,000. I'm just going to go ahead and upgrade this to 6 stim points, whatever. But I still don't have the silverback. Wait, I have the oh, I do have a gold card. I never realized that. Okay, cool. I need a lot of enforcer kills, so I gotta have that on. Okay, didn't know how to gold card. What do I'm gonna get the precision rifle kills. Let's get that super quick custom. Oop, no, I want to do that. This is easy. Build him too at the same time. Good enough. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, okay, cool. I'm just quickly getting these kills in. I just chose a bunch of shit. No. Could have chosen the cards better, but sort of build up on that. Oh no, no, don't die. He died. Sort of. And that makes it a quick win, right? Okay, let me set up my cards right now. So I just need the precision rifle kills. It's not going to do too much. So we're going to do acceleration. Do that. Why not? Just everything focused on the goddamn weapon right there. Get my 7 kills or 6 kills and I'm gone. Who cares, right? And 1 grenade kill. And 1, yeah. see here. Be nice. No, I'm gonna be an asshole. Fucking tell me to be nice. The fuck's wrong with you? Someone says just be a complete asshole. And now I'm gonna be nice. See how you like that shit. Get up on your face with that.
I see you. Hold tight. Hell yeah, that's right. Frag out. Shut them down. Target. Never down. Oh yeah, you can't stop this. I'm just getting started. Yeah, it's ass kicking. That shepherd is gone. Oh yeah. Up close and personal. Oh yeah. Let's kick there. Unit reloading. Looks dead enough to me. Time to fortify our position. Could always use more. Energy cap upgraded.
That'll work. Yeah, that's right.
Sweet.
Well, this one's mine.
Weapons locker upgraded.
What? What? What the fuck was that?
Time's up. They're here.
You don't even think about that. Go ahead, keep trying.
Oh, got that.
Locked and loaded. Later.
Your mom's a classy lady.
Frag out. Shepherd down.
Knock that shit off. Don't cross me.
Fire in the hole. Too easy.
Okay, got that.
Oh yeah, you can't stop this.
Sweet engaging.
Ha, better luck next time. Mount ammo.
Nice.
Hey, right the old bullseye.
Okay, did it. Got it. Done. Got my 7 stars, whatever it is. Um, Pro tip: don't throw a grenade at someone's butt and have it bounce back at you. All right, I'm gonna maybe come back and get the assault rifles in Horde or Escape. 10 eliminations. I just wanted to jump on real quick and get my some of my dailies or whatever. Let's see if I can get back on. I don't know. It is Sunday.